Chicano Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
People, and welcome to another episode of Chicano Rap Radio. Today we got the homie Big Post in the house. How you doing, G? How's your day going?
I'm doing good, homie. Thank you for having me. Just right here posted at the house, working on some music on this Sunday afternoon, bro.
That's right. That's right. Perfecting your craft, right?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good, homie. We appreciate you joining us, and I think this episode is a special one because I did want to showcase also the people behind the music. You know, last couple of episodes we've had some artists and rappers on, and I want to kind of switch the focus on the people actually producing some of these rappers and artists out there. You know, because I feel that it's important to shine light on all the talent in the Chicano rap game, and you're definitely one of those. I mean, you've been putting out music for a long time as far as, production. I know you have a couple of, verses under your belt, but can you give the audience a little background information on who you are and maybe how you got into music, maybe how long you've been doing music?
Yeah. What's up, my peeps? I'm Big Pokes. I'm a music producer coming out of Oxnard, California. I've worked with All the Most Wanted. I've worked with a whole bunch of local artists here so far. I started music since I was a little kid, man. I come from a family of musicians, on my mom's side and my dad's side.
That's right. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood, bro.
That's right.
I started playing drums when I was a little kid, maybe like 4 or 5. I taught myself how to play drums, and I had an uncle. I still have an uncle that plays with some Mexican, Spanish out there groups.
Mm-hmm. Like banda or?
No, they play a grupo, like grupero music.
Oh, that's right.
Old school, like Los Terrícolas.
Yeah. Some classics.
Some classics, bro. So I started music really young. I got my first pair of turntables when I was like about 13. When I was 14, I started playing with my uncles. I was their drummer. And
tell us a little bit about that. Just a quick little glimpse into that, because I mean, you're already giving us so much info. You're self-taught drummer. You got started at a young age. And then at 13, you got your turntables. I mean, as a little youngster or a little kid, I mean, that's got to be like heaven, especially if you're into music, to just be at the pad scratching or sampling.
Yeah, man. I bought my turntables. I saved up money, but I mean, being a little homie here and there, a little quick hustle out in the streets and shit. I saved up, got my turntables.
That's right.
But me and my sister, I have an older sister. She started buying records, mid 80s. So I was into them, and we had my dad's record player. But then I liked the DJing's point of view. So I got them, and I started, messing around, mixing and shit. But then my halfway to high school, I started playing drums with my uncle. So we would go do gigs, quinceañeras, weddings, and whatnot. You know what I mean?
You're already touring.
Yeah, that only lasted a couple years, maybe like at tops 3 years.
Yeah.
And I got caught up, had to do some time here and there, and
took eventually a vacation, huh?
Yeah, I took vacations, but then after that, once I got out, me and a couple homies, we started buying more DJ equipment, and we started DJing out, also quinceañeras, weddings, whatnot, and we named the DJ Evil Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's where the name Evil Sounds come from, from a DJ, our DJ era and shit.
That's right. When was that? You mentioned you were into the music, and you started getting into doing gigs, at a young age with your uncle, and then you took a little vacation and came back out, and you seemed like you took it, I would say, to the next level, or maybe you were more serious when you got into the DJing. When was that? How old were you then?
That was, I was probably in my 19s, maybe 20s, early 20s.
Young adult.
Yeah. And yeah, we would go out and DJ, and we would get paid, but you know, being with the homies, as soon as we get paid, we would head off and do our own little party, and there goes our pay, you know, by Visto and whatnot, you know. And we did that for quite a while. And then you know, one of the first persons besides myself and my little cousin Fino, we were the first ones to record an actual song on that DJ system. And then
is that song still around? I mean, is there a copy floating around somewhere? Because that stuff, like, you know,
there is, bro. It's out there, but it sounds sloppy because we recorded it through a tape, you know, like a tape.
But you know what, homie, that's also regardless of from an artist's perspective, what you think of it. I mean, that's a big accomplishment, because that's also like the evolution of what we have today, you know, with I see you, you know, producing, and I see you, you know, showing us some of your equipment, you know, to go from that, you know, how you were able to use your resources to like record something, you know, for you, your homies, or whatever, to put it out there, to where you are now. It started there, you know. So for some collector out there, you know, I'm like, hey, homie.
Yeah.
I got underground folks.
Yeah, that song's still out there, but you know, I now that I think about it, I lied. That was our second song we recorded on the DJ system. The first person I ever recorded was Enemy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. Well, we just had the homie on, you know, 2 weeks ago, and so that's a little something.
Yeah. I saw that interview, man. That's a big shout out to the homie Enemy. Got you, primo.
That's right.
Yeah, he was. We used to go to high school. We were in Frontier together, and he was already making songs out there and off of his karaoke. And then I told him, hey, well, you know, I have a DJ system, so we could go record over there. Yeah, so he rolled up. But that song, man, I don't know where that song, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if he still has it. I surely don't have it.
And, you know, I really, between the conversation that I had with Enemy and now talking to you, I think that's it's really good to capture that part of Chicano rap, because being here from the area, you know, definitely Oxnard, you know, was like I would say like the birthplace or you know, the main source of Chicano rap, you know, here locally, you know, and to the level where it's gotten now. I mean, there's so many rappers out there, you know, and I feel like a lot of they're here because of the groundwork that you guys, you know, laid down. I mean, I definitely growing up, me as a youngster, I'm from Ojai, but you know, everything just kind of just flooded out of Oxnard, and you know, we were bumping, you know, you guys and the homies, you know, song before any other stuff, you know. So I think that's solid, you know. And one of my goals here with Chicano Rap Radio is to also showcase all the talent coming out of here, Oxnard, coming here out of the local area. And you know, again, it's a pleasure to have you on, because I know you have been a big part of crafting that sound, homie.
Thank you. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Good looking. Yeah, man.
So keep us, bring us to the future. So you linked up with Enemy. That was some of the first, you know, interactions with that. And then at some point, I imagine you guys just got more with it, you know, more equipment, more professional. The music started to evolve. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, after that, I mean, after high school, I'm telling you, it was during high school. I just had the DJ thing going. And then, you know, I was in and out on vacation source and came back and started, you know, buying more equipment. So we bought our full DJ equipment. But then after that, then, you know, the music started getting more demanding, I would say, more popular. And that's when I started buying. I bought my first digital mixer, a Yamaha W4416, which is like a 16-track mixing board.
Wow.
And that's where the first Evil Sounds got recorded on.
Is that where you say you kind of started focusing more on the production, the actual music? Because you rap as well, right?
Yeah. I bust flows, I rap, but Personally, I don't consider myself a rapper.
Right.
I like the music. I like
Yeah.
being a producer and
That's
being,
right.
you know, the I would just say the backbone of the creation,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I see you online, giving us little snippets of you creating, because that's what you're doing. You're creating from scratch, and you're you're putting the sound that someone else, a rapper or lyricist, can come on and
Yeah.
add to that. But I think it's real important what the producer does, because if you could have like the best lyrics in the world, if you're not feeling the music, you're just
Right.
stuck
Yeah.
out, so big props to all the producers out there, especially to you, homie, because I do think it is important, what the producers do for the game. Without it, the lyrics aren't much.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah. Big shout out to all the producers out there, man, because a lot of falls back on them because they're putting much effort as just as a lyricist, due to the song, and
Yeah.
if, like you say, if the beat's not grooving, then it's not, it won't be a good hit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. And G, I actually think in some ways you guys put even more, because me as a lyricist or a rapper, I mean, like, I'm gonna get the beat and I'm gonna write to it, right? I need a pen and pen and paper, but you have to invest in equipment, you have to invest in a lot of things just to produce that
Yeah.
sound, and you have to be, um, also some musically inclined to somewhat, where I don't know how many producers out there can read music, but they're definitely a lot more advanced than musically, the rapper. I mean, I couldn't play a keyboard or pick up a you know pick up a guitar or anything like that and give you
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
melody, so I big props to that, because I really do think a lot goes into producing these songs. um, Everything, you're perfecting every little sound. I'm sure maybe you, as being an artist, I don't know how much you focus in on, oh man, that, I don't know, that kick drum, what if I do this or what if I do that, every little ingredient is like
Right.
fine tuned,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it is, man. It's I could. It's time consuming, but I mean, if you have a passion for it like I do, man, that
Yeah.
time just flies by, and like I could never get enough of it, man. I love music, bro.
Yeah.
It's always been part of me, and yeah, the gear to record it, it's pricey, bro. But it's little by little, for everybody that
Yeah.
wants to get into the music producing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just save up, man, because
Sure.
that's pricey, but
And it's an
it's well worth it,
investment.
man.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
investment in your passion and what you're trying to do. Now, tell us a little bit about that. I know within, I don't know, maybe the last 1 or 2 months, you have added a couple of things to your arsenal, so to speak. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that equipment. I know you got a microphone, and I know you have, I think you switched over to a new production software or something. Give us a little bit of that technical side for any other producers who are hearing this. I know you.
Yeah. So yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I upgraded to I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, a Neumann mic, a
Mm-hmm.
TLM 103,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a badass mic, man. I've always had a blue microphone. I did a lot of recording with a Blueberry
Mm-hmm.
microphone. That's the one Enemy has in his studio.
Yeah.
Exact same. And then when I moved back from the East Coast, I was in the East Coast for a little bit. I bought a Bluebird mic from Blue, and that
Mm-hmm.
I've been having that one. But then I just updated to the new Neumann TLM 103, and also my interface. I switched to Universal Audio, which is right now that's the most expensive equipment I've purchased, man. Universal Audio. It's pricey, but it's well worth a good investment.
And
And
and,
with
and
it,
give us like a layman's explanation of real quick what that is, the interface.
well, the interface is what it's what makes your workflow travel from your computer to your speakers and your mic to your computer software, whatever you're
Okay.
recording.
Okay.
It's well, back then it was known as a sound card back in the
Mhm.
days, but now it's an interface, and it just helps you out a lot with music production and.
So it kind of, the interface just kind of means it translates whatever's going into your microphone to digital or something like that. Like it's I wrap it to the microphone, and the microphone, the sound comes through and becomes digital. Now you're able to interact with it or edit it or whatever. Is that kind of what it does?
Well, kind of similar, kind of in a way, but it's mostly just because if you have, for instance, if you just have your mic connected to, it's like you have to have it connected to either a mixing board
Mm-hmm.
or an interface, a mixing board towards your speakers, but your mixing board has to have digital recording. If you're recording within computer, then you have to have a interface, because
Right.
otherwise there's no other way other than USB to
Right.
record a mic into your computer.
That's
But
right. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too technical because I know
yeah,
I talked to several producers, and then I mean, you guys know things that I'm just lost, like DK and this and all
yeah,
the filters and envelopes or whatever you can do when you're actually trying to clean up the
right, yeah.
so tell us again about the I'm sorry, I cut you off. You're going to tell us about the how your interface, you got the new interface, the most expensive one out on the market right now, but that it was worth it. And
Yeah.
so that's going to elevate your game even more.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's there's a lot of good ones out there. I used to have a Focusrite before this one, and Focusrite it's a great interface too. But
Mm-hmm.
I went with Universal Audio because plugins that I use are from Universal Audio, and we could one could only use them with a Universal Audio, either a satellite, which is it looks like similar to a interface,
Mm-hmm.
but or an interface. Those are the only reasons how you could use those plugins.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
no other way.
And I did notice, like I said, a couple of videos where you showed us what was going on in your screen. I mean, it seems like there's a lot going on your screen just to produce a song. I mean, give us
Yeah.
a little info on what that is, because I noticed all these wires going from this to that and different, digital looking equipment. So, I imagine their studio equipment, but there was just a lot going on. I mean, tell us a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
about that.
Well, I mean, the wires is just like connecting your hardware to your interface or to your mix. So they say you have keyboards or whatnot. But what happens in a lot of the stuff happens within your computer.
Mhm.
You have a whole bunch of plugins and sub channels and whatnot to add effects to your tracks. But I think it's once you get the hang of it, it's pretty. It makes sense. Sometimes when I have all my wires labeled, because if I start reorganizing, I'll forget. Sometimes
Yeah.
I end up with an extra cable. I don't even know where the fuck it went to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I label all of them just to make
Yeah.
sure that everyone goes to the exact same spot it used to be before.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we're right here chopping up with the homie Big Pokes. He's telling us about how he got into the music, and giving us a little insight into his equipment and how he uses it to put out better music. We're gonna take a quick little break, and we're gonna come back with the homie right here. We're gonna be chopping it up a little bit more about music and the music he's produced. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. It's your homie Snipes right here with the big homie Big Pokes right here. We're having a really good conversation about his music and how he got into Chicano rap, or rap in general. We're gonna keep it moving. We want to get into a little bit of the homie's actual music and some of the songs that he's worked on. Can you give us a quick little rundown of, off the top of your head, some of the artists, locally or in other areas that you've worked with? because I think a lot of times people might have a certain song that they've heard, they don't realize who produced it, you know. And I just kind of want to make the connection of how much of a role you've played in crafting, you know, some of the local sound, you know. Maybe just give
Yeah, yeah.
a shout out to some of the people you've worked with.
Yeah, well, you know, of course, the most wanted, Familia, Enemy, Screams. I work with Big Pops, Low Boy, the homie Biggie. Uh, I work with Rick's Dogs as well, with the homie Blue. Some cats también from El DF, Mando. He's working on an album over there. I send him beats and stuff.
That's firme. That's firme.
Yeah.
So, and I imagine, you know, the list goes on, but I just kind of wanted to just get a little bit of that, you know, of some of the people out there who have heard some of these songs or didn't even realize that it was produced by you.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you've also done, you know, some rapping. I mean, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that too, because although it's not a huge part of what you do, I mean, you're definitely known for your production and the evil sounds. But I know you've put out some music. I mean, recently you put out a song about, you know, 1 or 2 months ago, right? Well, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's this song called West Coast SoCal. That's the most recent, featuring Enemy of Most Wanted and Screams
Okay.
of Most Wanted and myself.
Shout out to the homies.
Yeah, big shout out to my compas over there, man. Screams, why? Much love, homie.
That's right.
Yeah, that actually that song is actually believe it or not, but it's old. It's an old
Really?
song, but it's
How
just
old?
been probably like almost 2 years. Well,
Okay.
the beat in my verse is about 2 years old, but Enemies and Screams verses, those are
Oh, I
fairly,
see.
yeah, those are new. But yeah, we were sitting on that song for quite some time, and you know, we just decided, oh man, it's that time again.
It's
You know,
time
it's
to do
about
it.
it's time to
That
put
that
it out.
that's right, homie. And I definitely know how that goes. You know, where you might have a concept or something, you know, kind of locked up in the vault, and you know, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel right, or the time's just not right to put it out there. I mean, I know there's people out there who have, you know, fully produced, mixed and mastered songs that are not yet released. You know, and so.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of feeding to get the little background info on things like that. So you had it just kind of, you know, sitting there, and then you decided, you know, I want to put this out, or it's time to put it out, and that's when you reach out to the homies, or were they involved from the beginning?
No, they were involved from the beginning, but you know, we're all family. You know, we have our families and we have priorities. You know, and it's understandable, but you know, the good thing is eventually we came through it and we released it, and you know, more history about that the beat itself. I think I made that beat like in 2010, like 10 years.
Wow,
Yeah, like 10
that's
years ago.
that's feedback right there. I'm really glad you said that, because you know, that's the really good thing about music, is that when it's done right, it's timeless. I didn't know that
Yeah.
beat seems current or recent or with the times. You know, it's still active. It's a
Yeah.
banging song. I really like it.
Thank you. Yeah, and yeah, I did the verse maybe like 2 years ago. I did my verse on it because I was just messing around one time, and then I decided, well, if I'm gonna put it out, you know, might as well put it out with like the original guys I started rapping with. You know, at
Right.
that time it was Enemy and Screams, and
That's
sure
right.
enough, man, we did it, and it's out there, man. Everybody wanna check it out, man. It's called West Coast SoCal.
And where can they find it? I mean, I imagine it's on all digital platforms. So do they look up for it? What's the artist names that they should look out for? You know, is it you know, Big Pokes, or is there another artist name that we can easily find it under?
Yeah, I thought about that, and I think the most easiest way for me for people to look for it, just look up Evil Sounds,
Evil
and
Sounds.
yeah, Evil Sounds, and you'll see two songs on there. One was like a practice run I put out there just to see how this whole, you know, digital platform thing will work out, and then I released this one, the West Coast SoCal.
What was the
one.
other song?
It's called Starting Something.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's with
yeah.
the homie Lowboy and Biggie, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Two
so that was the
bangers.
first one, yeah. And then the most recent one is West Coast SoCal.
West Coast SoCal. And
Yeah.
if you want to check it out, look it up under Evil Sounds.
Yeah.
You know, staying on the same subject of Evil Sounds, I think, you know, the producers out there doing it and are doing it, you know, on a certain level where they're recognized. They have a certain sound that, you know, when you want that sound, you go to this producer and that's what you get. And, you know, your sound is definitely one that people can count on. You know, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that too. You know, when you craft your sound, I mean, that it's definitely, when you hit up the homie Big Pokes for a beat, you know you're gonna get a certain sound. You know, how would you kind of describe, you know, what your music, you know, to people maybe never heard it, or what can they expect from you coming out of your studio?
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I like creating some West Coast G-funk beats, but I call it E-funk. You know,
E-funk,
I try
that's
to
right.
combine that funk, old school, mid '80s, late '70s funk with some traditional nowadays rap sounds, and that's what I my specialty is. I could make other styles of beats too, but I would have to get a rough draft of what, let's say, for instance, a trap beat.
Right.
Get a rough draft of what the artist might want. But you know, if he comes up to me, oh, I need like a West Coast banger,
Yeah.
and I could cook one up out of
Right.
my head, you know, pretty quick.
You're like, I got you. You know, you
Yeah.
came to the right place, and you know that's very true. I mean, as a producer, as a creative person, I'm sure you can adjust and create or craft whatever sound the artist might be looking for. But if they come to you, it's because, you know, they already know what they can expect from you. And you know, you mentioned if they come to you, they're coming to you because, you know, they want some of that West Coast E-funk sound. You know, where
Yeah,
something.
there you go.
That's right. Something very unique to you. And you know, recently I was looking around your website. Now, did you recently launch that? Because it seemed like there were some new things on there that weren't on there before. Did you update it? Can you tell us a little bit about that, or your website, and let us know the address, please?
Yeah, the website is evilsoundsentertainment.com. It's not. It was just when I launched it, it was just so people could see what to expect, but it's not fully developed yet. But what you could expect from it is if you need beats, you could, you know, contact me. There's information there. If you want songs mastered, which is I'm still learning, but I'm getting the idea pretty quick so far. You know, I could do that too as well, or even if publishing is an issue with some artists, you know, I could help them out with that too as well.
That's right. That's feeding me. So, excuse me. So if they go to your website, you said it's evilsoundsentertainment.com. That's where they can kind of have a connection back to you, and they can check out perhaps, you know, some of your work. I know you have, you know, Start Something and, you know, West Coast SoCal featured on there, and you have a link to some of your other, you know, music out there, and maybe some of the artists that you've worked with. But they can also see that you do mixing and mastering. So you're able to help an artist, you know, kind of like from beginning to end. Do you have any recording services? Like, let's say there's someone who, you know, has a song and, or maybe has the lyrics, but they don't have anything else. Can they hit you up for kind of like a one-stop shop kind of thing, where like you can record their vocals, you know, mix and master, and even put it out there on digital platforms? Is that something that Evil Sound?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's that's the whole that's actually what I want the website to be based on. Something that, you know, if they want to start from scratch, they could get a contact with me. If they already started something that needs a little bit more work done, but you know, they can't seem to find any, that they could come to me too, and I have different platforms too. So whatever platform they work on, I could probably match it with theirs, you know. And not only that, but you know, sometimes finding people that do that kind of work is pricey, bro.
Yeah.
And me and myself, I don't think, you know, I don't have a price set, but it's not gonna be nowhere near what these other people are charging. You know, I'm out here trying to help other people that are trying to make it, or you know, just put their music out there and whatnot.
So, you know, for anybody out there who's thinking about getting into rap, or who's already, you know, kind of already involved in the rap game, and you want to take it to the next level, make sure you check out the homies website, evilsoundsentertainment.com. Make sure that you know, you put a little bit of money aside so that you can reach out to the homeboy and have him elevate your game, because, you know, he's definitely here to help out, but we also have to recognize that the homeboy is talented, and you know that we also need to take care of him as well. So you know, be prepared to value the homie's work, you know, and definitely pay accordingly, but also know that you're getting a banging deal, because he's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna charge you these outrageous prices that he could definitely get away with, you know, because his skill and his talent is there, but he's also doing it because of the love of the music, where he's trying to give back and kind of elevate people and help people out. So keep the homeboy in mind for that. And, you know, thank you, G, for being like that. I mean, you know, for those of you that don't know, I mean, our relationship just started recently with, you know, with a Chicano Rap, and also me being a fan of your music, but you making it more accessible to reach out to you and get a beat from you, you know, and it's a good process. I speak from experience. But I reached out to the homeboy for a beat, and he came through, and it was just a banger. And so right now it's just sitting there in the vault, just waiting for the right time to strike, you know. So thanks, G. That was solid.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And you know what? One thing that I wanted to touch on was that I also noticed that you recently did some sort of collaboration with a female artist. It seemed like she was singing, and you were doing something with the music. Was that live? Did you guys do that live, or can you tell me a little bit about that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
So you posted something recently where it was like a collab, where it seemed like you were playing the music, and you had a female on your Instagram that she was singing at the same time. I mean, is there some sort of platform that you work on where you're able to collab with other?
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Facebook Facebook launched this it's in beta right now, and it's called Collab, I think it's called.
Collab, okay.
And I signed up for it to check it out. You know, it's based on musicians and singers and anybody that's into the music. So what it is, it's an app where you could collab with other artists. And what I did is I found this collaboration, and I added a bass line from them. So it's basically, it's just something to share with others. And you know, once you have it recorded, you could actually mix whatever you're on there. So like say the singer, you didn't like the singer, you could cancel the singer and put somebody else on there too.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, this is an app that's put out by Facebook, and you sign up for it, and it gives you the ability to work with other artists, correct? To build a song or whatever. And I imagine maybe you can work with one exclusively, or maybe several. Like if you want a vocal from this person, or you want a verse from that person. Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah, it's like that, but it's not like I say right now. I don't know how they're gonna have it once they officially launches. Right now it's in beta.
Okay.
But it's kind of similar to TikTok, but instead of just being one person on TikTok, it's three. Maybe they'll add more, you know, in the future or whatnot. But it's I think it's only like 30 seconds they give you to record.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
they'll add more stuff to it, you know.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish that.
I was just gonna say it's fun, you know. It's fun to participate in other styles of music with your own. You know what I
I
mean?
see.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, beta just basically means, it's like the, version one, where they're still kind of testing it out and,
Right.
maybe working out some of the bugs or whatever. So that's what the homie's referring to, that it's the early stages of development. And he's a part of that. I think it's a solid concept. I think it'll continue to grow, especially with Facebook, kind of doing a little push behind it.
Right. Yeah.
No, so you also do mixing and mastering. Give us a layman's breakdown of what that is for the people that maybe aren't into the music or aren't rappers or whatever. What's the mixing and mastering part of the music production? Well, when does that happen and what is it?
Well, the mixing, it comes after you record your artist and whatnot, and that's fixing the instrument levels, fixing the vocals, doing breaks here and there, adding effects or plugins, and just so you could have a solid sound, nothing peaking or no instrument sounding overwhelming the vocals or whatnot. Mixing is it's time consuming, but again, like I say, if you have a passion for it, man, it'll go by so super quick. And yeah, that's what mixing is. Just mixing your whole song once it's recorded, once the artist lays down its vocals and or his rap lyrics.
So that it's everything's kind of balanced, right? And everything is at a peak performance. You don't want this sound too loud or this one too low. You're kind of mixing it so everything blends well together. Is that
right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, what's mastering? What's mastering? Does mastering come after?
Yes, mastering comes after the mixing, and what mastering does is it helps you bring out leveling out everything that's combined into one. Not only that, but also your volume level for platforms or whatnot. Because some platforms require minus 13 dBs or some other required minus 14 dBs or whatnot.
So basically, you're gonna take care of making my songs sound good, balanced, and then at the right volume, so I can put it out there so it sounds good everywhere. Where it's not maybe distorting.
Correct. Yeah.
And
so.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that mastering some I've seen some people do mastering, but they start fixing stuff they should have fixed within the mixing.
Okay.
And that will just throw off your whole song completely, man. Mastering is just optimizing what you already is considered done. Mastering just optimizes, make it sound like industry standard,
Okay. And just for the record, I want everybody to know that I know what mixing and mastering is, but I just wanted the homie to explain it through his words, and also so that for those of you who aren't familiar with it, who aren't as evolved as us in the game, that you also know how important it is. Because if you are trying to grow, if this is something that you love, if you're some little youngster or someone that's just getting into rap and this is something that you love, it's important to take your sound to the next level. So make sure you keep the homie. Make sure you keep the homie in mind for those things. This way you don't have to worry about it. You just worry about creating the music, getting it recorded, and the homie Big Pokes is going to take it to the next level. He's going to mix it. He's going to master it. He'll record you. So whatever you need, keep the homie in mind. We're going to use that as a little kind of transition into another break. We're going to take another quick little break, and we'll be right back with Chicano Rap Radio. We got the homie Big Pokes in the house. So you're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shout-outs. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We got the homie Big Pokes in the house. We're chopping it up about music, about some of the services that he offers, and how if you're a rapper out there and you want to get at the homie, make sure you check out his website and hit him up for some of the all the services that he can offer you to kind of take your level to your game to the next level. I wanted to just kind of ask you a little bit about what you think about Chicano rap now versus how it was back in the day, and where do you see the future of Chicano rap going?
Yeah. Okay. Well, when I started listening to Chicano rap, it's early '90s. I think that's when it was really, it started to blow up. I started listening to Little Rob and Little One, Night Owl, Proper Those. I think those were the first ones I ever listened to. Proper Those, other than Kid Frost, Kid Frost and whatnot. But
the OGs and the Godfather.
yeah. But back then, man, it was so popular, bro. I mean, it was crazy popular. Everybody was coming out with music. Southside Riders came out. That's when the homie Enemy came out with Party Crashing, and it was popping back then. But nowadays, I honestly don't see it as active as it was back then in the early '90s. And that's something that we as producers and even artists, we have to keep that Chicano culture alive, bro. Because that's good music, man. It's good music, and I think it's dying out because they don't really see us as mainstream, over here winning awards or Grammys or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, it's part of our life. It's our culture, and coming from barrios and whatnot, we need our music too to be alive and constantly be going.
Yeah.
That's why the whole website that's what it's for, for people that for young little homies that don't have a place to record or need some kind of guidance towards what they should do or how they should put their music out there. I'm more than happy to help them out, man.
And give us real quick your website, and then give us your Instagram.
Website is evilsoundsentertainment.com, and my Instagram is Big Pokes. You can find me Big Pokes on Instagram, and on my bio there's a link to where you can find all my social media, the website as well, and the streaming services where you can find the music as well too, man.
Right. Okay, Friedman, so check out the homie. His website is evilsoundsentertainment.com, and if you want to check him out on Instagram, he's at Big Pokes, BIGPOKES, Big Pokes. So give the homies, like, if you had a little youngster, doesn't matter, I should stop saying youngster, if you had someone who's just new to the rap game and into recording in your studio, what's kind of some of the advice that maybe you would give him so that next time he comes back into the studio to record, he's elevated his skill, his craft, like any kind of advice that you can give us to kind of make us artists better?
I mean, there's everybody has their own style, majority of the people I work with are into the gangster rap. So my advice to them is, if they're gonna start gangster rapping, just back up what lyrics you have to say, man. Because my primo Enemy once said, your mouth is your biggest enemy. So if you say something that you're not actually doing, then you're gonna run into some problems.
Right. Be genuine. Be real.
Right. Yeah. Be real. Whatever you're spitting, man, and everything will be great.
Mm-hmm.
Just be real, man. Be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not.
And that's really important, because that's really going to determine if you're able to continue doing rap. you know, because the fans will see that, you know, and people will know that if you're being real, if you're being genuine, and if you can fool a couple of people, eventually it'll come out, it'll come back, you
Right.
know, that no, this guy's, you know, he's just posing. This guy's not real.
Yeah.
Now tell us, you know, maybe what's some of the advice that you can give us from the recording perspective. Like, how can we come into your studio more prepared? You know, I booked a session with you. I'm going to come in and record a song. Like, well, what are some of the things that I can do to make it more efficient when I come in to record?
Well, just be relaxed. You know, it's fun. It's always fun recording here. Where I record, it's always fun here, man. We always have laughs, and there's no pressure at all whatsoever. So you gotta just focus, try to do the best you can, and if you mess up, then you mess up. You know, you could always
Take two.
go back. Yeah, take two. Yeah, there's no need to get it perfect the first time, man.
Right.
It's just a relaxed, calm environment, you know.
And you know, one of the things that I think I would like to add to that is that make sure you know your song. Make sure you have your song memorized, because when you go into the studio, it's not it's good to have the lyrics there for guidance, but I think when you have the song memorized, you just make it easier for your sound engineer who's recording you.
Absolutely.
You know, and you're able to kind of, now that you're in the studio, now that you paid for this time, you're able to experiment with the song a little bit. You know, if you know the lyrics, maybe one time you can try saying it differently, or with a different kind of voice or cadence or something. So I think if you know the song and
decorate it a little bit.
Right,
you know?
right. And then it becomes a collaboration between the artist and the sound engineer or the producer. We're like, hey, what about this or what about that? And then next thing you know, you just blend it and you have something, you know, something beautiful come out at the end.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid. Well, I just wanted to say, homie, that we really appreciate your time. I want to say, personally, I want to say thank you for being active for so many years and putting out your sound and helping to keep that sound, that E-Funk sound, you know, alive, and not just alive, but putting it out there on the map and keeping it going. I think the producers play a huge role, or are going to play a huge role in the future of Chicano rap, because I do think it is important for us to keep it alive, to keep the culture going, because I do see a lot of Chicanos, and not that there's anything wrong with it. If that's the sound that you're into, then that's okay. But I don't think you should be taking other people's, you know, culture appropriation, you know, like I do see people doing trap music or different styles of music. Hey, that's firme if that's what you're into. But when I see you on screen, I don't see someone who does trap music. I see a Chicano, and you know, so I do think it's important for us to stay true to our culture. That doesn't mean not to evolve. It does mean we can develop our own sound. I just think we should just try not to be or emulate others. You know, if you're into the auto tune, if you're into all those things, that's firme. But I would say, you know, let's do what we can to empower our people, and let's see if we can do something for Chicano rap. You know, where we can elevate it to the next level, where the industry as a whole gives us more recognition, you know, because there's solid people out there like the homie Big Pokes who have been doing this for many, many, many years. And we owe it to them, and we owe it to us to kind of take it to the next level, where we're taken seriously as a genre, or just as a people, you know, as musicians.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to add to that, homie, before we kind of end the interview? Any last words of advice or comments or anything like that?
Yeah, man, just like I said, just be yourself. If you're gonna start doing the rap game, just, you know, just be yourself. Don't try to be anybody you're not, you know, and you know, do what you think it's best for the Chicano rap movement, and let's keep this Chicano music alive, man, because in my part there's a lot more still to come, but you know, we need the artists. You know, I need the artists. You know, there's nobody over here doing it as much as Enemy, and you know, we need more. We need more people to do it, man. Not just here locally, but all through Southern California, man. We can't let this music die out.
Right. Well, that's some you know, solid advice from the homie Big Pokes. He's been you know, he's been putting out music for a long time and helping to really craft the local sound. And if you're into rap, if you want to get any kind of services in regards to recording your music or mix or master, definitely keep the homeboy in mind. We appreciate your time, G. You know, we'll have to have you back sometime in the future. Hope you have a firme day. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, likewise, bro. Thank you for having me, homie.
That's right. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.